Hello, and welcome to Fly Media Money, where we help you to master your mindset and maximize your income and money. I'm here, Athena Gardner, and today's host, and we are discussing Tyler Perry's multiple plagiarism accusations. Okay, there's a lot of authors and people in the industry who are accusing Tyler Perry of stealing their work. Now, this is shocking because I know Tyler Perry is rich, right? I think he's a billionaire. So why would he even need to do that? So we're going to discuss that today. Joining our show today, we are introducing our queens. We have Tiara Williams. She's an actress, producer, writer, all the things. We have Nicole Shelton, JD, MBA. Okay, she's here to bring the law down. Okay, she has a gavel ready just in case we get out of line, honey. We have Erica Lewis. She is an author of Faith in Transition. And Laura Lalaki, international real estate agent extraordinaire. Now, queens, who wants to get started? First of all right, Tiara, you are in the industry, right? You are a writer. You have submitted things before. You're very well aware. What do you think of these allegations from Tyler Perry? And is this something that is new to you?
No, plagiarism is definitely not new to me, especially in Hollywood. And then when it comes to Tyler Perry, I definitely believe that he has stolen work before.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna put it there. I'm just
Oh,
start.
she's gonna leave it right there.
He
How
did
about
it.
you,
Yeah.
Erica? You are an actual author, right? So I know protecting your work is something serious for you. What do you think about the potential these allegations really suggest about Tyler Perry?
I've never had any personal experience with him. I've written everything from music to, episodes for sitcoms. I actually was featured in a pilot about 15, 20 years ago, giving away my age, with a few actors that ended up in Power. So I have seen scripts, walk away, end up someplace else, and then resubmitted as if they're like brand new. And, something that is refurbished is listed as new. So yeah, I have seen it before, and it is so critical. And I'm sure we're going to go into that, especially with our JD in the house and the gavel. I'm sure we're going to go into that as to how important it is to protect your work before anyone sees it. I mean, down to signing NDAs and non-competes. Even just with an editor, getting someone to edit your document, it's important to make sure that you have yourself covered, because people will walk away with some stuff.
They definitely will.
That is very nerve-wracking. Now, Nicole, you are the lawyer extraordinaire, right? What do you think about people getting their work stolen and what rights off the rip? I mean, I know each case is probably different and has nuance, but especially for writers who are submitting work to Tyler Perry in his studio, what protections do they even have?
The clients that I've worked with feel like this is my shot. He's Tyler Perry. Why wouldn't I want to go ahead and submit my stuff? I've had people who have gotten their ideas stolen, and I don't even think it may have been intentional, where it was just that somebody heard an idea, you may have told them, they forgot, and then one night they woke up and thought, oh, this is a great idea. Kind of like how women do with men. If we tell them it's our idea, they're not going to go with it. But if we tell them that it's theirs, or we make them think it's theirs, then we get what we want. That's what my mom always said. So it's scary. It's scary when you deal with intellectual property, because I preach, that there are ways to protect yourself. But at the end of the day, you have to also have the money to fight. And so the first case that came to mind, even outside of Tyler Perry, was Beyonce. Beyonce, like this year, I think, had a suit against her for her song, You Won't Steal My Soul, or You Won't Break My Soul. And so it's prevalent, but who wants to go up against B and Queen B and Jay-Z will be on the stage like Kanye saying, don't have you hit me and come after my head. So, I mean, there are ways, and I don't want to hog it, but there are ways to protect yourself. if you spend just a little bit of time and money before you get the stars and the dollar signs in your eyes and give away your ideas.
So you got to put something down before they can pick something up, is what you're saying, Nicole.
To pay
All right,
me,
we
boy.
have about 190 people in the chat. If you are just joining us, please feel free to comment. Do you think Tyler Perry has stolen other people's work and profited from it? We want to hear what you have to say. Now, Lala, our gorgeous queen. Now, I know you are international real estate agent, but I know you also sing, girl. I know you also have your own creative things going on. So how do you feel as a creative soul about, people potentially getting their work stolen?
I tell you what, my husband has always been a very smart businessman. I mean, even at 10 years old when he was writing songs, he was copywriting his stuff. So he has always been a driving force. Like if we came up with anything, don't you tell anyone until we get this protected. He's always done that. He's excellent on copywriting. He understands it. He knows how to do, whether we're writing music or we're writing a book or something. And he's always saying, now, listen, you need to do this before you do that. And so I have a smart business partner in my spouse. But I have to tell people, you can't just tell all your business out there because people will pick it up and walk away with it in a heartbeat. And now with AI, all you got to do is tell somebody your idea and AI will write you a whole book. So you have to be very careful because not only are people walking away with your stuff, you're going to have to think about the new technology that is out right now that there are no laws for right now that need to be written. So I will tell you guys, I am not a Tyler Perry fan. Matter of fact, I think I've only watched like 2 of his movies. Because why? All I need to do is watch one. They all say the same thing. It's all the same plot. And I know that my aunties growing up, even when I was a little girl and he was just doing the stage plays, they loved him. And all they had to do was tell me what the first plot was. And I was like, well, I know all of his stuff. So I think you can get into gray areas when it comes to ideas, but if you have something true, you truly need to protect it with copyrights and other forms of ways to protect yourself.
And I want to add to that if I can. So, story time, right? In 2008, 2009, and I'm just going to add to what you were saying because I think a lot of writers, especially here in Hollywood and really just all over, are looking for that opportunity. It's very hard to come and write in Hollywood. It's damn near impossible to come here and have a successful career as a writer. It's hard. It's grueling, right? So people are looking for that next opportunity. In 2008, 2009, Tyler Perry had this section on his website where he allowed writers to upload their ideas. And the prompt was like, upload your ideas and maybe we can collaborate and work together. But I had a friend who uploaded her content and something came out that was really, really similar to what she wrote. Even some of the parts where he didn't even change the name of the characters. Now, I mean, she would reach out and be like, I'm going to file a lawsuit against you. But at that point, Tyler Perry, like Nicole said, Tyler Perry's star was already rising. He had already had his deal with Lionsgate. He was already up there and he had a strong cult following. So nobody was going to listen to her, especially when she's young, she's struggling in Hollywood trying to make it. And she's like, damn it, like this is, this happened to me. So I believe that, people are taking ideas and unfortunately taking advantage of people who are desperate for opportunities.
That's usually how it goes. We become a big enough predator. You just eat everyone in your path. You don't have to play by the rules anymore unless, there's some financial consequence down the line. If you are just joining us, we are Fly Nubian Money. We are here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you text the word Queens, that is QUEENS, to 87948 so you do not miss when we are live or any of the other goodies that we offer. Also, be sure if you want to listen to us on the go, we are available on Spotify, honey. So we want to make sure that you do not miss this information, this tea that we give to you on a daily basis. Now, I want to go into, I hear there's a video. I want to go into this video that we have about the parody of Tyler Perry stealing people's work. And I want to have like some thoughtful discussion around that, because I really do think that plagiarism, especially when you are at that level already, is just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary, right? Just cut the check. Just cut the check for whatever it is, right? So let's watch that video.
Tyler Perry, you low down, dirty, half between the left and half between the right scoundrel. You heard what I said, you scandalous and you dirty. I just want to go on record and tell you, you ain't nothing but a thief. With your wanna be a woman and put on breasts and act like a woman and do things a woman. Cause I know you stole my stuff from this book and put it up in that movie, Divorce in the Black. I know you did. You ain't nothing but a thief. All you do is steal folks' ideas. Don't want to give them no credit for it. And then you go make a movie out of it and make you a profit off of it. And then you want to act like you helping us. Multiply your profits off of us. And then pretend like you our friend. You ain't no friend to us. We tired of you profiting off of us and stealing our ideas. I know you've been in my book. You've been stealing. But that's all right, though, Tyler Perry, because you're going to pay for what you did. You're going to pay for it. It's good to know that God got people like me lined up in spiritual alignment to see my work come to fruition. That's okay. And to the person who listens to this video all the way, he ain't stolen nothing.
I don't think.
It just looked like my book. You need to go get this. Go get it.
All right, so it might not have been her particular work, but it must have been somebody's work, because I feel like Tyler Perry just be copy pasted the same formula and profiting off it. But let me kick it to you, Erica, first, because I think you said you watched Divorce in the Black, right? Did you watch that movie? Okay, what were your take on that movie? And do you think that it was possible that even in that movie, he probably gypped it from somewhere else?
So I do have to go back and watch it a second, third, and maybe a fourth time, because I watched it the first time and it was by mistake. I was out and I didn't have it. I was waiting for someone and I had like 2 hours to kill. And I said, oh, look, this is on Prime. And the first 7 minutes took me over. I was not ready for any of that. I don't know whether to call that creative or a little bit out of the stratosphere writing. But yeah, I did watch it. Kudos to Corey Hardrick, I think his name is. I will say, I think that his character allowed him to pull something out of him that we haven't seen before. I'm not really familiar with his resume and his body of work, but the few other things that I've seen, this seems like he really stepped it up a little bit. He was challenged as an actor, it looks like to me, and I thought his delivery was amazing. From a writing perspective, I think it was a bit far-fetched and made no sense. There were gaps that I felt like there were unanswered questions. And again, like I said to a friend of mine a few days ago, I said, I remember just watching this and I picked up on several different lines from other Tyler Perry movies. So there's a lot of repetition in what he does, and whether it's intentional or not, we don't know. But I do think that there is a lack of creativity, but we have to also remember that when someone becomes a brand, when you become a brand and not just a producer, a writer, a director, he's also a brand. There is a high demand to get out whatever, how many movies he's committed to in the course of over 5 years. If he's committed to 20 projects, he's got to get them out. It's almost like, when you have a record deal, and I'm very familiar with that word, when you have a record deal and that deal says you have to have 5 albums in 5 years, they really almost get to a point where the production is so poor, nobody cares as long as the music gets out, because you have to honor the commitment. So we also have to take that into consideration. But is there plagiarism? I don't know if there's plagiarism, if they're just, cutting and piecing, stuff together. I read some of Athena's script. I read some of Tiara's script. I'm going to throw this together with some few lines of some other films that I've done so people know it's my trademark, and boom, now we got Divorce in the Black.
Listen, I watched that movie too, and at first, I know the scene you're talking about in the beginning. I was like, this is a Rachetta scene if I've ever seen one. It was very Ghetto-Rachi that first 10 minutes.
It kind of gave you kind of like Rasputia from Norbit meets
Yep.
And with every Tyler Perry movie, why is it always a church scene somewhere? Is that like a template?
I think one of the things that he fell stereotyped into is that black folks and the church. And I just think it becomes very stereotypical from that perspective. I don't know if he is if that, because I do know with Medea that was his claim to fame with being in the black church. Because everyone from the churches were going to see his stage plays, and it was a church event, a church place to go, and fundraisers. So I think he's kind of stuck in that area where that's his niche. I know he has stepped out of his genre of the Medea kind of format, but it hasn't been as successful as the format as he's done with the angry black woman or the mistreated black woman. So we'll see what's coming up next. I'm sure there'll be some revisions to his approach to things, especially with all the feedback he's been getting from this current project.
Yeah. Now, Tiara, I want to kick it to you because I want to see what your feelings are. Because on one hand, Corey Hardrick and Megan Good was saying that this movie was the highest they ever got paid, and they only had to shoot it in 3 weeks. And that's the span of their Hollywood career. Like Tyler actually paid them what they were worth, right? Especially in the industry where Taraji and Monique, other people have come on and said the black actresses and actors, Viola Davis, have not been getting paid. So on one hand, he's paying the actors and the actresses, but on the other hand, the writers, the production, there's been complaints about that. How do you feel about that as someone who is in Hollywood and in that industry?
That is such a great assessment, right? So there's something about paying actors, and again, like making sure that you are seen as the genius behind everything else, right? I'm not sure what the deal is with that. Like Erica was saying earlier, when you have a quota that you have to make to the studio or to a record label, you had that means you have to put on the work. The thing is, you could put on the work, and they hire songwriters, they hire writers, and they get writers rooms, and like even if you get a mini room, which is like not as big as a writing room, right? Like get something. I think I seen an something he had went away and was like somewhere in Australia or something, and he took a picture of like nature, and just finished writing 70 episodes in 2 days. And I was like, it's trash. Because there's no way you can do that and really like find the nuances of the characters, and like character building is a thing, right? Like unless you like it's a process. It's a you creating conflict between characters and finding motivations and pain points and things that'll really resonate with people. It's really an art. And sometimes feel like it goes over that part of it goes over his it goes over his head a bit, like he doesn't care about that. That's not important to him. And sometimes for some filmmakers, they do they value one thing over another. Something has to suffer. If you're making things in 3 weeks, right? You're making it in 3 weeks. That means like, listen, I'm gonna throw this script together. This always gets the job done. I'm gonna bring in some really good actors, and I'm gonna like coach them. I'm gonna direct them to overact a little bit, and like it's gonna feel like a play, but it's gonna be on screen. And he just I mean, he has a formula and it works for him. Obviously, he's a billionaire and I am not, so I won't criticize the way he's gone about his business. I just think I'm over it. I think I'm over it.
Listen, I think a lot of us are over
You
it.
can
And
cut
I think
corners,
there is
but you can't cut legal corners and steal people's stuff.
Yes.
You just can't.
Right. I mean, because if you think about it, like I try not to watch TV when I'm writing. Like there's not like I wrote a screenplay that I sold to Universal like a year and a half ago. And it's so funny because like I try not to watch TV. I swear I didn't watch TV for like 2 years because I didn't want to wake up and be like, making another like black film or a combination of all the films I had seen before. And so it's so funny because no idea is a new idea, because right when they had brought Mario Van Peebles on to direct it and all of the things, y'all, it was just a good look, right? And somebody from Universal called and said, have you ever read the book dot dot dot. And I was like, no. He was like, it's kind of like your story. And I was like, I never read that book ever in my life. So I think there's no new ideas under the sun. I mean, I guess in defense of Tyler Perry, it could be coming from his mind for real. But I think if you're watching TV and you're drawing inspiration from other things, it's easy to believe that those ideas are yours.
Listen, the ideas become you. All right. So, Lala, I actually want to pivot to you, right? Is there something that as a community, as a culture, we need to look at when it comes to Tyler Perry? Like, should we hold him accountable for profiting off of Black stereotypes? Right? Because that's basically what a lot of his movies tend to play on or touch on, Black stereotypes.
Well, we are his base. I don't see a whole lot of white folk going to see his stuff. So you can't have it both ways. You can't say that he is profiting off of a stereotype if the stereotype is going to watch it. So they can get on and talk about how they don't like it, that he profits off the stereotype. So we're in this vicious loop. And I think we have to check ourselves as well, because if we're supporting him and we're getting on and laughing about the things he's doing, but yet still complaining about what he's doing, how does that do anything at all? Listen, the man is talented in many ways. Yes, he did. He fought through hell to get where he is. It's not easy to become a billionaire. So, yes, maybe he has taken some ideas. Is it right? No. But I can't judge the man for getting where he is. When you say why he paid people, have been doing it for many years. I don't want that to happen in our community, but we know that it does. But then again, we also have a standard in our community, okay? When we go to church, we want to hear gospel. We want to hear the deep, dark, Southern gospel. We want to hear that. So at what point do you draw the line where you say, when I go to church, honey, this is what I want to hear. And when I go to a Tyler Perry movie, this is what I want to hear. And then turn around and say, it ain't nothing but a stereotype. So we have to look within our own selves and to see what is his target market. It's us. So you either hate it or love it. You can't have both ways.
I feel like Tyler Perry's target market is like old church lady or like maybe white people who just want to like look into Black culture and just like enjoy the stereotypes. Like I really do feel like
I don't think white people. No, that's not.
No, they don't bother. They don't really bother his stuff. Unless it's something with biracial or mixing of couples, and some people want to justify and they want to go in and act like they know what they saw from the Tyler Perry movie. So no, his base is Black audience.
Yeah, Black church going people. That's it.
I wonder if it's mostly Black women too. Like I wonder what the stats is on that. But all right, if you're just joining us, welcome. We are Fly Nubian Money. We are here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Okay, and today's queens, honey, we have Laura Lala Key, Erica Lewis, Tiara Williams, and attorney Nicole Shelton. Okay, she's going to put the gavel. She is going to give us a judgment on whether Tyler Perry needs to account for these allegations, honey. All right. Be sure to never miss us, right? Like, comment, and subscribe, of course. But text the word Queens to 87948 so you do not miss when we're live and other goodies we have available. And be sure to check us out on Spotify as well. Now, I actually want to go into some statistics around this situation. And I think we have some, because I think we just need to understand that plagiarism in Hollywood is a thing, because over 30% of writers have experienced some form of plagiarism or theft of their ideas. Oh my gosh. What? Only 4.8% of writers in Hollywood are Black?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's even more competitive within our own community. That is so surprising to me, because I feel like Tyler being a part of the industry, knowing that there's only less than 5% of the writers are Black, you would, with your platform, you'd actually want to help those Black writers and to elevate the community. So to even hear about these allegations is just appalling to me, right? Oh, and this is not his first lawsuit? Well, no. You know what? Let's pivot to Nicole on that, because I have a theory, Nicole, and I want you to expound on this or give some legal insight. I believe once certain individuals, like Tyler Perry is a billionaire now, once they reach certain status or certain money, they're like, you know what, whatever. I don't care about being sued because I'll just pay that little fine because the amount of money I'm going to make from the project itself is so much that this lawsuit is just going to be a slap on the wrist. Do you think that Tyler Perry is at that point now?
Of course he is. Any publicity is good publicity. So even with the video you show with the lady, and then she's like, psych, her numbers, if you just put in Tyler Perry, like her video shows up because she's piggybacking on him. So any publicity is going to be good publicity. There was a few lawsuits that he had, and somebody mentioned in the comments, like whatever happened to Christian Keys, like he just kind of went away. That wasn't the first allegations, and I think he actually sued. I don't remember what happened at the end of that, but he was alleging that his ideas were taken, his show was taken, even though you see him working with Tyler Perry. The bigger you get, I mean, we've seen it with the Diddler and Epstein, and, you know, some other people that, you know, the more money you get, you think you have FU money. And when you got FU money, you F whatever, you know, to the law. And so it as I said at the beginning, it's hard when you're not a celebrity to be able to go after famous people who may have infringed on your property rights. And we have different, you know, various, it's not just when you think of intellectual property, you think of just copyrights or just patents, but it's so much more. So like Tiara was talking about the writing rooms, and they're if you're getting paid for it, you should have a contract that says who gets the work product, what happens when everything is produced and the money's made, what of it, you know, belongs to you. So many times people don't, because they're starstruck, they're excited to be in the room. The statistics are showing that it's not many of us in the rooms making the decisions and doing the writing. So it's hard to think about what to do up front, but we really need to protect ourselves from the Tyler Perrys. I'll admit, I watched it because somebody told me I had to see it, and I was like, but it's a Tyler Perry movie. Like, we've seen them all. We've seen one, you've seen it all. I watched it, and at the beginning, the church scene, I was like, what? Okay, so maybe we have something different here. 20 minutes into it, and definitely by the end, I was like, I just got duped. I see why you can't get a black man to watch a Tyler Perry movie. Like, I can't believe I'm back right here. I wish he had stole something better if he was really going to be stealing something.
Oh my gosh. But
hold on, that's what I got to say about that.
Order in the court. Order in the court, okay?
No. But it's not his. He's been sued before. He's been sued multiple times. But if you got the money to pay for it to go away, why not keep doing it?
Tiara, do you think that that's the approach that he's taking with that he's just like, you know what, I'm just going to use my copy paste Tyler Perry template, and I actually want you to break down that template that he keeps using? And do you think he's just like, you know what, I'll just pay the fine and keep it pushing because I'm making millions?
Yeah, you know what, or billions. You know what's funny? Chat gave it to us, but it was like black woman. What is the formula, y'all? Let's do it together. Black woman, brown skinned woman, downtrodden. Right? She's being beat up or abused by a dark skinned black man. Here comes a light skinned black man like Shamara Moore type. He comes and he got horrible braids or a horrible wig, and he comes and doing lawn service work in the garden, looking whack. And then at some point, she's talking to him saying, like, I'm being beaten. He's like, you don't have to take this. He's like, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And then he comes and saves her. And then the black man, is somehow like beat up or taken to jail or something. And then like Medea comes in and tells her a story and tells her that she don't have to take that from a man. And then, it's just all the things, right? Did I get all the elements?
Oh, you got it. You got it.
So you got it. So, and then the story, and then they sing and then it goes on. And, you listen, I mean, and we see it with a lot of black movies, right? Like where there's similar elements. You're gonna always get a good electric slide at the end. You're gonna get, there's certain things that are cultural to us. But unfortunately, why this hurts so bad and why these types of stereotypes are so bad, because you've seen it. We have less than 5% writers representing diversity or giving our stories light and representation. Unfortunately, it's like we can see white people do all of the things. We get to see good villains, we get to see villains, we get to see good white people, we get to see them sell drugs, we get to see them like be businessmen, we get to see them in all and live on a makeup sci-fi planet somewhere. Unfortunately, you don't get to see black people do that, right? We got to see Wakanda, and we ate that up, baby. We ate it up, right? So we don't get to see ourselves in these roles, unfortunately. And so when somebody makes a movie, it's so important. It's so important what you say. It's so important what you make, because we don't get that many. Like, I mean, there's certain. I mean, baby, I got some scripts over here. I have scripts. I have screenplays. That I've pitched over the years, but it's like, I don't think I've been told. I remember in 2008 or 2007, we pitched a black late woman sketch show, right, to Fox. And they were like, we just don't think that people are ready for that, really. We were like SNL meets like a black woman, and they end up doing it. They got shout out to Issa Rae. They end up doing it, but it was like the first time we went to Fox with a pilot was in 2007, and they straight up told us that black people weren't ready for that. So, or the audience wasn't ready to see black people like that. So they have their perceptions of what we're ready to see, what we gravitate towards. Like, gotta have some good shooting, and somebody gotta get shot, and it gotta be ghetto, and so the only way we get to really see ourselves in abundance is in reality TV, right? And it's always like in
But
the
that's
wrong.
not even reality, Tiara.
And we script that too. I got
That's
experience.
not even, yeah, that's not even reality.
Well, I've written many a storylines, took some footage and put it together, and it's been all fake.
So even Housewives is not real. It's
No,
virtual.
Girl, nope.
So Nene saying clothes led to married men, not real. That was a script.
I mean, it's based off a true story, right? We get interviews, we'll get some footage. We put people in the rooms that we know don't like one another, or we know there's going to be some conflict, and then we wait, right? You put all in those interviews. Say I sit down in an interview with you all, and I hear in the interviews, Athena doesn't like Lala. Lala really doesn't like this about Erica. Nicole kind of likes everybody, but Athena hates everybody, right? I take that and I put you all in situations that's going to make you blow up and bubble and make it and then I create content from that. That's why I had to leave reality TV.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Then you got to get your be real though. So you got to tell people, "Oh, that was good. We're gonna redo that. Back it up. I need you to walk away because we missed that shot."
all the pickup, right? So like
Yeah.
if I get back to the office and I can't put the story together because I'm missing an element, what do? I recreate the scene, right? I recreate it so the person's there like, no, I don't care. Like, it's fake. It's fake. And then we get people that want to be actors, right? They want to be famous. So they're gonna give you exactly what you're looking for.
Oh my gosh. I feel like my reality dreams have been crushed, but it's okay. It's okay. Now, so I want to get some footage. I think we have some footage about some people expressing their views around Tyler Perry's creative genius in his movies. So let's play that.
At what point do we say enough is enough, Tyler Perry? At what point do we say we will not watch these films anymore until you hire some writers?
What the fuck is this? Like, really, Tyler Perry? How do you have a $1 billion production company, a whole fucking studio lot, and this is the type of shit that you are making?
I'm tired of the same stereotypes. I'm tired of the gospel interludes. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Such a shame to see this man who like is so capable of doing so great, just not doing it.
For all of us who love you, who are pulling for you, who want you to have success, okay? You have to have a writer's room because I can't give you another 2 hours. I simply cannot give you another 2 hours.
Hold on, wait.
I'm with him.
Since Tyler Perry loved the church so much, honey, listen, I felt like everybody, you know, that
we gonna cause some objections on that. I'm with you. Sorry.
Okay. When the guy said I don't have another 2 hours to give you, like no. I felt that. I felt that. Honestly, I haven't watched a Tyler Perry movie in years. I put on Divorce in the Black last weekend because I had like nothing to do. And I needed something to play in the background while I was doing something else. And just you know what I will give Tyler? It's so stereotypical and cheesy that it's and just outlandish that it does capture your attention. I think that's what it does, because it was like a rachetta mix with like a gospel, spiritual / abusive man plots. Combination, like a cocktail that was somehow, you know, mixed in all that. So I will say it's thought-provoking in some senses, right?
You know, I think what he tried to do was and he didn't really touch on it because I'm a PK. My mother's a minister. And I think he wanted to touch on that preacher's kid has problems thing, but he didn't expand on it. Like, I really think they would have been able to expand on it. It would have been really great if Megan Good's character had a sibling. And maybe some of the problems that was in the husband's family, that was maybe her sibling had that issue and maybe created some balance, but there was no balance here. It was like, you know, preacher's daughter is just, you know, trying so hard. She gonna save her husband. And, you know, the husband comes from this really bad family, but her family doesn't like him. There was no balance in the character. And then there was nowhere to progress for either character. It was like Megan Good was here, Corey Hartrick was here, and then you had the guy, the third party guy. So, you know, there really wasn't any balance for me for growth in the character while it was on air. Tara, it looks like you wanted to jump in there.
Hi, Erica. No time in no writer's room. And nobody developed it. He wrote 3 hours and it was trash. That's why. Ain't no development. You know what you just said? If black writers sit in a room, that's what they do. Exactly what Erica just said. You know what? Megan Good needs a sibling. Let's put it up on the board. You know, let's add this to that. But you know what he doesn't have? A writer's room. And you know what he doesn't do? Develop that shit. Because he doesn't care.
He doesn't need to. Why would he fix it if it's not broken? If he can still make billions, if his name gets put on stuff and people still come out to see it, no matter if it's the same. Somebody was like, you know, this is acrimony turned backwards. I started thinking, I was like, you're right. It's the same story, frontwards, backwards, on his head. It's the exact same thing. And we still watch it. Somebody tells you, like me, or you just get bored, like you're like Erica, you just have to be sitting there. You're like, oh crap, here we go. I'm gonna end up watching this. He doesn't. If it's not broke, I fix it.
And it really looks as if
how do we get better? How do we use our dollars to make them do better?
And I think we should also take into consideration this aired on Prime. Clearly has some kind of production deal with Amazon. So we no longer have to go beat the pavement to go to the movies to see any of his projects or films. He got his money. So, you know, he got his money up front. So you know what? He's saving on money on writers and investing in talent and making sure Black actors are getting paid. Again, going back to there is no balance. there has to be balance. You want to put out quality product because at the end of the day, as an actor, if I, oh, he's paid me the most, but then if somebody's looking at the quality of work based upon the script that I worked from, I may not be able to get that same pay from another production company because of the quality of work that I had to work with. So, you have to, there's got to be some balance.
Well,
But
This
here's
is
the thing, y'all.
definitely
Let's not forget that Beverly Hills Cop just came out again too, guys, and it was the same thing. There was no, I mean, it was the same format. It was the same everything, but yet people are like, oh man, that was good. Well, it was good 20 years ago when you first did it on First and Two and Three and Five, and same thing with Halloween movies, 6, 7, 20, 30. Now we on generic, like what are you geriatrics, Halloween. I think Hollywood as a whole needs to get better because all that they're doing right now is regurgitating things that were popular for many, many years. So it's not just in our community. I would like to see our community get better. But listen, I love Jordan Peele. And I love the way that Jordan Peele comes out with different things. And I love that he throws back music that makes people happy and now puts those artists back into play again. I love things like Them on Amazon Prime that talks about real things that are happening in our Black community in a modern day sense, like the one that was done about the properties in the first Black people in Compton. That was very educational, good to watch. But see, they thought outside the box. So I think Hollywood as a whole needs to get it together, and our communities can do better. And we just have to allow them to do that because we are going to be the first ones when they decide to do something different. Oh, girl, he should have stepped to Medea. Like that. We can't have it both ways. You just can't.
You know what? I actually like the comments. Eros 120 said, "Is his bank account and financial status the measure of his influence?" Right? I actually want us to ponder on that question after we do another reset. So if you are joining us today, welcome. We are Fly Nubian Money. We are here Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are your queens for today. We have Tierra, Nicole, Lala, and Erica, and we are discussing Tyler Perry's plagiarism allegations, lack of creativity, and audacity, honey. So please relax and join the conversation. Likes, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And comment below if you feel like Tyler Perry owes it to the Black community to, explore some creative range than what he is currently giving. I want to see what our audience has to say about that. Now, I actually want to talk about this thought just came to my mind. With Tyler Perry doing these hot pocket films, is what I'm going to call it. Like, you just put it in the microwave, boom, meal ready to go, right? That's basically what he's cooking up for the 3 weeks. If you look at it, he's doing these hot pocket films. Tierra, recently we had the writers, the strike in Hollywood and all of that. And that not only covered pay and those grievances, AI was also in there, the right to use your image and your likeness in films without getting paid. I know that those were some of the things that was a part of that strike. I actually looked into it because I'm very fascinated about AI. What do you think is the future of the film industry and writing with the introduction of AI as an element? Because now everyone's complaining about having a writer's room, but Tyler's like, you know what? Let me chat GPT this script real quick. Let me put a little thing on that. What do you think is going to be the future as it pertains to that?
Girl, he is not ETing them screenplays. Like, even if he did that, it might be better. Like, it might be better if he decided to use chat. I'm just be honest. You know that the future, I think we're seeing it, right? We're seeing I don't know anybody that pays attention to Tubi, but for Black filmmakers, there is, Tubi is a platform that's owned by Fox, and we're seeing that it's a platform that I think is there specifically for Black filmmakers, and we're seeing more Black filmmakers come on. Now them movies is hard to watch too, definitely got a little sprinkle of Tyler Perry influence, but some of them are really good. So for if you want to encourage, like, support independent filmmakers, that is a spot to do it. We're having these conversations about Tyler Perry, but Tyler Perry isn't the end all be all. He doesn't represent everything in all of our stories. Thank God he doesn't, because we can find Black filmmakers thanks to other platforms. So to answer your question, I think that there's going to be a shift in Hollywood. We're already seeing it. People are working a lot less. And that's across the board. We're still trying to bounce back from the actors and the writers' strike. Last year was a very hard year for all of us. The things that I was writing, we still haven't had a meeting and convened we still haven't talked about what happens next with the screenplay, because of people aren't buying like they used to. Like Lala said earlier, people are just remaking old ideas that they know will work, and there's a lot of remakes. So moving forward, I think it's going to be harder to get things greenlit. And so because of that, and because of the change, you can't make as much as we were able to before in this industry. We have to look at other channels, figure out other ways to be creative, bring it to the internet. Yeah, and we're seeing that. Like, people are making money on the internet, like creatives are making money on the internet. So I think we'll see more of that, more YouTube pages, more Tubi, more independence. And so that's a great thing. And if I can, because while I have the moment, there was somebody talking about asking what is quality. And I think she also talked about being angry because we were talking about it feels like an attack on Tyler Perry. And we're not attacking Tyler Perry so much. I think we know what quality is when you watch it. You watch it. We're not asking the person that made Harry Potter to stop making movies, because it's freaking quality. When you watch it, the writing is bomb, the visuals are amazing. They're sorcery. There's all types of stuff going on. You're like, oh my God, like, there's quality there, sis. Like, you can't deny that. When I'm not saying that I don't think that there's enough. There has to be quality across the spectrum. What we're watching, how our eyes are being like stimulated, what we're hearing. A good script will change your life. A good script will change your life. It motivates the masses. It's like, that's what media does. That's why I work in this industry and I'm so passionate, because I know that media controls and shapes minds. I know that it represents representation. I represent Black girls that want to work in television and film. I do that, right? So that's important to me. I take that charge. And so when you're talking about quality, and while we're, talking, we're not bashing Tyler Perry, but could he evolve? Yes. That's what we're asking. We're asking for evolution, because everything evolves. Please
Right.
evolve with us. We're changing.
Why couldn't Tyler Perry do like a Black Game of Thrones, right? We can have a Black Game of Thrones. We can have a Black Harry Potter on that studio.
Also, if I can chime
I
in
am
real
the
quick.
mother of dragons. I am the mother of dragons.
I think also people fail to realize is that you have a rhythm in your body. You have a rhythm, and you can feel when it's time for something to climax. Whether you're listening to music, whether you're watching a movie, whether you're watching TV, you're expecting, there's a timing within you, and you're waiting for a build. And sometimes when that doesn't happen, it just happens to just fall flat. And that's what this movie did. This last project, for me, it fell flat. The areas where there was a build, it just didn't make sense, because it went from here to there and then back down to here. It wasn't that you didn't have that build and that climax and that passion that you're looking for. So yeah, and it's the same thing with music. The music now, it's just repetition of a same loop, and your ear is designed to feel that, your ear and your heartbeat ready for that change, and there is no change. And that's what's missing in a lot of what's going on with television, film, and music, not just Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I had something to say though. I started thinking, I realized a few years ago I stopped watching TV so much. And it wasn't just because of streaming and YouTube and all of that, but I saw a statistic. And so I just like real quickly looked it up. So Black Americans, when you look at the global population and the different cultures and who watches TV, like, we watch TV and movies like more than any other culture. Black Americans are outpacing everybody else, especially in the US. when it comes to media consumption. You know, here we are on Fly Nubian Money, and I think one thing that should also be pointed out, you know, I regulate my grandson and how much TV he watches or what he watches, because I feel like he misses out on opportunities to actually learn how to build wealth. I'm all about, you know, my thing is biz law life. I'm all about creating a better life, self-development, entrepreneurship. I want him to learn about things like that. So at the end of the day, not knocking Tyler Perry, but I hope to, you know, I would have to regulate even him. You know, you can watch a movie, you can watch Tyler Perry today, but then I'm gonna need you to watch 2 or 3 times something else that's educational, that's gonna be building your wealth and making wealth for the next generation, instead of just sitting around and watching Tyler Perry or anything else. So when I say, can we make him step it up? That's what I'm thinking. Like, put some of those nuggets in there. He always seems like, including in Divorcing the Black, you know, Megan Good's character, she was, you know, educated. She moved away to the big city. She was doing her thing. She potentially could be independent, even though she, you know, was married to the guy who they said was bringing her down. I mean, she was a strong Black woman. And though, you know, I feel like if he had to develop these characters, like, can we put some of those nuggets in there? Tyler, can you bring somebody else with you, or teach us how, you know, we can put some B's on the beginning of our millions? Like, I'll just take 1 or 2 billion, just 1 or 2. So my objection it's gonna be with us. It starts with us. It starts in our home. We're the ones who own the wealth, and the wealth is the power. We should be the ones demanding, okay, Tyler, we love it. Don't change your formula, but how about you add in this, and that, and bring some Black writers on.
Yes, put some Black writers on payroll. We know you can afford it, Tyler. If you're joining us, we are Fly Nubian Money, and we are having a spirited discussion about Tyler Perry not being open to creative geniuses outside of himself, honey, and responding to some plagiarism allegations that he has been having ongoing throughout his career, but even recently with his latest work, Divorcing the Black, how that has just basically been a copy-paste template of everything. If you like our show, especially if you have sticked around this whole time, please text the word Queens, QUEENS, to 87948 so you do not miss our lovely, gorgeous queens giving you the daily scoop on all things that pertain to your life and the tea. Now, what I want to do, there's a quick poll that I want to pose to the audience. And I wanted to see you guys' comments on this, right? This was a poll done by Dr. Boyce Watkins. Is Tyler Perry has been accused of stealing ideas from people who submit them? Do you believe he is doing that? Now, if I was to take the poll, and I actually want to go to you, queens, I want each queen to respond. Yes or no? Do you think he is stealing ideas from people who submit them? Right? So let me see some of these comments. Oh my gosh. In Hollywood, it's called playing the game. If they were his employee, wouldn't he have intellectual property rights? He's Oprah's friend, so we all know how she gets that. Okay, I guess some people are waning. I want to see your the audience and people in the audience what your comments are. But all right, fire shoot to each queen. Yes or no? Do you think Tyler Perry is stealing people's work? Tiara?
Yes.
Nicole?
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I'm on
the fence. If he paid for it and it's work product that was in the contract, then I say yes. But not talking about his character in particular, why not?
Erica?
I think he's using material that he has an opportunity to use that's not protected.
That
Lala.
Yes, but he's not doing anything that Hollywood ain't already doing.
That's right. That's
all right. So Nicole, I want to pivot to you because you're the lawyer extraordinaire, honey. You are the legal counsel queen, honey. That's what we have bestowed upon you. What about I know we are a show that educates the audience, and we want to leave our audience educated, especially when it comes to their creative works. Quickly, what can you tell us to prepare us if anyone wants to write a book, a project, a screenplay, a song, whatever? What should we do to protect ourselves from becoming one of Tyler Perry's victims?
Make it legal and get it in writing. You know, there, like I said, there are different types of intellectual property. And from the days of Egypt and Africa, we are naturally creative. We're songwriters, we're screenwriters, we're book writers, we're authors. Like we're artists naturally, but we also have to play the game. And part of playing the game is using the NDAs, you know, using the contracts that are going to protect you before you just get starry-eyed and jump out there and put your stuff out there. You have to know that even if it's not making money for you today, that your ideas and your intellectual property, they have value, they have worth, and that could be your millions or billions. Don't just give it, don't put your pearls to the swine. Make sure that you make it legal. And please don't do a poor man's copyright. Please.
Don't mail it. So are you just saying we all need to go to copyright.gov, submit it there before we turn it into anybody's writing studio? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. And you don't have to necessarily do that. You can have a contract and have something that's well written that is enforceable in court later. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to copyright, but some copyright application fees are as low as $30. Like there's no reason not to protect yourself, not in this day and age.
It's $20 at the WGA. There's a East and a West. There's a you know, you can go to the Writers Guild of America. That's a thing. You can register with the U.S. Copyright Office. That's a thing. What's the other one? The Writers Library of Congress. I think I've submitted somebody's book there before. Done all of those things before, and it's super cheap, like you said.
Okay, so you're basically saying that these people have no.
Well, you're
basically saying they don't have any excuse because for the price of their Uber Eats money, they can copyright their work. That's what you're basically saying.
That's what we're saying.
Okay. All right. If you ain't got no Uber Eats money to protect your work, then you don't value your work, basically. But all right. So Queens, love this discussion. Love that, you know, the banter. I feel like we've really, you know, dissected Tyler Perry situation and what needs to happen. I want to do final thoughts and then feel free to tell the audience where they can find you. I want to start with you first, Nicole.
Well, I don't have a lot out there right now, and I kind of pulled back this last year, but if you do need help, I will help you. So you can text the number 502-509-7002, or you can call that number and get my office as well. 502-509-70. Sorry, I said it wrong last time. 502-509-7002. I'll put it in the comments.
Listen, Nicole says she is booked and busy, so she ain't even trying to promote, honey. That's how you know she is fantastic. She don't even need no extra promotion, honey. All right, Erica, how about you?
Listen, you know, you're gifted, you're talented. Save your gift, protect your gift. It's not just about someone stealing from you. You want to protect your gift, you know, so make sure you copyright. Just invest the money. You're not spending the money to protect your project. You're investing in the project by protecting it, because you never know when it's time for you to sell it. You can sell the whole thing and get all of the money versus having to negotiate because it appears to look like something that somebody may have taken a piece from and applied to their project. My name is Erica Lewis. I'm the author of Faith in Transition, and I can be found across social medias as Miss Erica Renee or at faithintransition.com.
Lovely. So our international real estate agent, Laura Lala Key, I want your final thoughts and share to the lovely people where they can find you.
My final thoughts is this: if you don't like what you're seeing, make sure that you support someone in your own community who's trying to get to the level of Tyler Perry. This is an opportunity to help someone's imaginative mind grow and become better. So if you don't like what other people are doing, encourage those around you who may have those same aspirations to do the same thing. If that means going to the local Black theater, go to the local Black theater. Don't put them down. Oh, she just want to be the next Tyler Perry. Maybe they want to, or maybe they can be. Encourage them to be, think outside the box and report and do things that they see in our community in a better way. And you can actually find me at this link here, bit.ly/Laura Key Info. All my social media and my great content is there.
Love that. Now, Miss Black Hollywood, honey, come and let the people know your final thoughts and where they can find you.
So for all the people that we've offended today, there's no reason to be offended. Well, we tried to have a really intelligent conversation about what we feel we need to start asking creatives to do. So like at this point, I feel like in the community, our standards are on the floor when it comes to the content that we consume. Like we don't have any expectations. We just say like, but they're trying their best and there's no budgets and I understand. And and I think that creatives take advantage of that. They take advantage of the fact that they will make shows like P Valley or like we'll stay with the same kind of content that we've always had. Nothing inspiring, nothing to get us going, nothing provocative that'll make us want to change ourselves and rise up. So I think there's balance. I think we should start demanding that from our creatives. I know for me personally, I'm going to take that charge. I am the creator of the Real Network. We create content that is productive and that is good for Black people, right? So if you want to know more about me, I'm at Miss Black Hollywood. That's MSBLA across all platforms. That's MSBLECK across all platforms.
Yes, honey, Miss Black Hollywood. Okay, Tierra will make you a star, I am sure. Now, I am Athena Gardner, CPA and wealth coach. I particularly focus on women. You can find me at wewealthwomen.com. There you can find my products, services, and courses to help you live your best goddess life, honey. And my final thoughts are this: Tyler Perry, I think that we can expect more from him, especially being someone who has profited off of Black stereotypes, right? Even though just because he's Black doesn't mean that he has to do certain things. I think that his story and the fact that he uses the profits off the Black community, we can expect a certain level of accountability. I don't think that is unfair whatsoever, especially with the amount he's making and the fact that he can pay his actors. He can afford to have a writer's room, right? It would be lovely for him to expand creatively and to explore that. And that could in turn make his movies more viable and more profitable, right? It is an investment on his part should he do that, but he probably won't, honey. But yes, you can find me at wewealthwomen.com and at We Wealth Women on all social media, and the We Wealth Women podcast at Apple, iHeart, and Spotify. But that is it for today's show. Thank you guys for joining me and the Queens today. Be sure to text QUEENS to 87948 so you do not miss conversations like this from us, and listen to us on Spotify as well if you want to listen to us on the go. We love you all. We are Fly Move Your Money, where we're here to master your mindset and maximize your money. And we will see you next week.